Great American ballpark history. Into right center field. Here comes Akiyama, rounding third. Throw to the plate and walk it off, Joey Votto.
So with that walk-off yesterday, Joey Votto is almost hitting 500 in his last 7 games. He has been on fire. There was another walk-off that happened yesterday, courtesy of the LA Dodgers, but we'll talk about that in just a second. We have Aroldis Chapman getting suspended. We have the Braves making Major League Baseball history, and then the Padres had a crazy W yesterday, as well as today is Mike Clevenger Day. He is getting his first start against the Padres, against the Angels, a team that gave up on him to begin his career. So I am going to watch every single second of that game. Now, unfortunate news, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, Tom Seaver, he did pass away yesterday. So later on today in MLB The Show, when I post my video, we are going to be using him as our starting pitcher just to commemorate him because he was one of the best of all time. So I'm sorry to start off the video on a really sour note. Gotta give the man some props. He will be greatly missed. But we'll go ahead and segue into the walk-off from yesterday. Mookie Betts, he tied it up, and then guess what happened? Will Smith, no, not that Will Smith, the other Will Smith, he walked it off.
Betts hits a fly ball to center field. It sends Varsho back. He's at the wall, and it's tied. 2-1 pitch. That is going to do it. The Dodgers do just enough tonight to win it 3-2 in 10 innings.
So the story of the game is going to be that the Dodgers got a W with the help of Mookie Betts and Will Smith. But in my opinion, the biggest story came from the Diamondbacks starting pitcher, Zack Gallen. He continues his streak. Through his first 23 starts to begin his major league career, he has never allowed more than 3 earned runs. And yesterday, he was dominant. 7 shutout innings, and unfortunately, the bullpen was not able to get the job done because they traded away Archie Bradley. I think if they still had Bradley, they probably would have been able to pick up the W, but they gave him away, and there you go. It results in an L.
Statcast as another high fly ball wallop towards center. Brantley goes to the wall. It's gone. Duvall has a 3-run night. Another home run.
Now, I already hinted at this, but the Braves made National League history and tied Major League Baseball history. They had 2 different players hit 3 home runs on back-to-back days. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, it was Marcell Ozuna, and then yesterday, it was Adam Duvall. The last time that this happened was back in 1930 when 2 scrubs did it. What was their names? Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig? Yeah, when you're in the same conversation as Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, that is a good day in the office. Moving on to the Padres game, so it was kind of misleading in terms of the final score. It was 11-4, so you would have thought that the Padres, they had full control from the first inning to the end. It wasn't like that. It was actually a tie game going into the 8th inning. I mean, Mike Trout hit his 13th home run. He had his 34th RBI, which are both #1 in all of baseball, tied with Fernando Tatis Jr. So again, you would think the Angels might have had a pretty good game. Yeah, they did up until yeah, just watch.
This one is lined to right center field, and it's going to get down a gapper to the track. This one is to left field, shallow. Upton is not going to get there. Singled earlier in this inning. Now he drives this one to deep right center field. Back goes Trout looking up, and Hosmer leaves the building. It is a 3-run home.
The Angels bullpen and just the Angels in general got to be one of the most disappointing aspects of baseball in the last few years that I can remember. You sign Anthony Rendon, you have a surprise ace in Dylan Bundy, yet that bullpen and the other starting pitchers, they just cannot get the job done. Now, today it's not going to get any easier as they get Mike Clevenger, and as I hinted in the intro of the video, the Angels used to have Mike Clevenger, and they gave up on him. They traded him to the Indians for pretty much nothing. And yeah, I think that he's going to be angry. He's also making his first start for the Padres, so he's going to want to have a good first impression. This is one game that you do not want to miss. Sunshine is on the mound in San Diego, or maybe it's in LA. I can't remember. I think it's in LA. Either way, don't miss this. Now, before we get into the other highlights, we have the Rockies and the Mets game real quick. I want to show a web gem from that Angels-Padres game. There's no way you should be able to catch this. That's how good Joe Adell is.
Tatis shooting one toward the corner, slicing away from Adell, and he'll dive. Did he get it? And hang on to it? He did.
He's been working so hard on those routes. Catch it and control it. When that baseball is in the glove and the way he rolled his wrist.
So we'll talk about the Yankees and Rays matchup in just a second, but two quick games that I want to bring up. We have the Rockies with Kyle Freeland getting slapped around to the tune of 8 hits and 4 earned runs in just 2 innings, but also the Giants pitcher Webb, he got knocked around as well. Sam Hilliard, he saved the day for the Rockies. He went off for 3 RBIs, and then Kevin Pillar, he had a triple as the Rockies get a 9-6 W. Both the Giants and the Rockies really need the really need the Marlins, sorry about that, and the St. Louis Cardinals to falter, because if they do, the Giants and the Rockies can maybe squeeze in as an 8 spot going into the playoffs, but they're going to need a lot of help. And speaking of teams that need help, the Mets, they have a superstar in the making, Michael Conforto. He has been a machine since first debuting back in 2015. He went 4 for 5 with the home run and 5 RBIs. Pete Alonso also got in on the action as well. David Peterson threw 4 innings, scoreless innings. He got the W. Now remember, the top 2 teams in every single division are going to make the playoffs. So the Mets are 3.5 games back of second place, which the Phillies currently hold, and they have a 39.3% chance of making the playoffs. So they're probably not going to be in second place in that division, so they're going to have to hope for a wild card spot. So they have to hope the Rockies, the Giants, the Marlins, and the Cardinals all falter. It's going to be a mad dash to the finish line. Aroldis Chapman threw at Michael Brasseau's head a few days ago, and he got suspended. We'll talk about that. But Michael Brasseau, he decided to kind of return the favor. So he had a ball thrown over his head, and then he decided to hit a few balls over their heads. He hits 2 home runs, and then Randy Arozarena drives in a couple. They have 5 RBIs between the two of them. Charlie Morton started this game because he was activated, but he only threw 2 innings. Now, that was just to strengthen his arm. But the Rays do come away with a dominant victory. Chapman says that the pitch was not intentional, but Major League Baseball doesn't believe him as he gets 3 games, which is kind of weird because Joe Kelly got 8. That was probably because he added a few choice words directed at Carlos Correa. So, yeah, I mean, Aaron Boone gets 1. The Rays manager, Kevin Cash, gets 1. Just a very weird situation down in the Bronx. So, yeah, the Rays, they kind of get the last laugh because they get a huge W.
Ballpark for him to pitch in.
Got him looking at a fastball.
He gets settled in, and he gets through that first inning. A lot of good ones settle in.
1-2 pitch to Alex Gordon.
Nice
Got
pitch.
him looking.
That's when the kid hit 3 homers.
Yes, he tried to hold up. He's yelling at himself.
What an amazing birthday gift. Tristan McKenzie on his 23rd birthday delivers 6 scoreless innings along with 6 strikeouts against the Kansas City Royals, and then all he needed was a guy named Tyler Naquin. Naquin has been a spark plug, probably the best offensive piece not named Franmil Reyes in the last couple weeks. I mean, they're doing things that the Indians are not supposed to do according to that lineup. Naquin's going off, and I just can't look at the standings anymore. So currently, the Indians are in this place, and then the Twins, they assert their dominance. I don't want to say first place because I don't want to jinx my team. I'm sorry. I am biased, especially right now because it's so close to the end of the season. But like I was saying, the Twins assert their dominance over their little bro, the White Sox. I think the White Sox are still trying to learn how to be a really good team. They lose their 2nd game in a row to Minnesota as Barrios finally settles in for a 6-inning, 1 earned run, 8K performance. Josh Donaldson returned, and the rest of the squad, they drove in 8 RBIs. Pretty easy win. But you guys can see by the standings right now, the AL Central is going to be absolutely mind-numbing. It's going to stress me out. I'm probably going to be aged by 10 years if we're going to make 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place. It's too much. Now, speaking of the AL Central, a surprise team in 2020 is the Detroit Tigers, who were playing above 500 baseball yesterday until they had their 6-game hot streak ruined by the Brewers. They say, no, it's our turn. Yelich goes 0 for 1, but he gets walked 4 times and gets driven in 3 different times. Keston Hiura went off. Jace Peterson went off as well. Josh Hader has made Major League Baseball history, 12 innings to start the season in which he has not allowed a single hit. I almost said earned run. It's been better than that. He has not allowed a single hit this entire season. He's absolutely electric, the best relief pitcher in all of baseball. Hyun-Jin Ryu has been medicine for the Toronto Blue Jays. They have been waiting for an ace since Marcus Stroman left, and that's exactly what Ryu has been since about the 3rd week of the season. He throws 6 innings, does not allow a single earned run. He lowers his ERA to 2.72, which is kind of crazy because he started off the season with the almost 9 ERA. We have Yuli Yuli. We have Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Yuli Gurriel's brother, hitting a 2-run home run in the 5th inning, and then the bullpen took care of it from there. They're just one game back of the Yankees for 2nd place in the American League East. So do you think the Blue Jays are going to do it? They just traded for a lot of pieces. They're going for it. Phillies have been, I'm going to knock on some wood before I say this so I don't get blamed if they go on a losing streak, playing really well as of late. Zack Wheeler, he dominated yesterday, 6 2/3 innings, only 3 hits, 0 runs. Neil Walker and Jay Bruce, they showed up on the offensive side. And Harper, his batting average is now down to 280, but his on-base percentage is still sky high. So I respect that man's ability to get on base no matter what. David Phelps and Brandon Workman, they nailed down the game yesterday, which is huge because they traded for both of those guys in the last week and a half, and they have to show up. Because the Phillies bullpen was an all-time bad before they made those trades, so they're going to need all of their newcomers to really perform at a high level. Now, the final games we have to talk about, I called out Javier Baez yesterday, and guess what happened? He went yard as the Cubs get an easy game behind Kyle Hendricks and the rest of their offense. Rizzo gets in on the action. He drives in 2 RBIs. I don't know if this was Cameron Maybin's debut, but he goes 0 for 5 for the Chicago Cubs after he was traded from the Tigers. And to be honest with you guys, the 2020 Pirates are just they're an absolute embarrassment, and I feel bad for all of you Pirates fans. And the final game, Michael Brantley has been on a tear. He kind of takes the crown from Kyle Tucker, who was on a tear before. He's hitting .462 in his last 7 games, including a game-winning 2-run home run yesterday as Christian Javier, he continues an excellent rookie campaign, throwing 6 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, as the Astros, they finally get their 20th win. It took a while, but they are coming for the A's neck. So if you're an A's fan, you're going to want to try and motivate your team a little bit more. Maybe get on that MLB app and cheer for them a little bit more, because, the Astros are coming. All right, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, do not forget to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe. We're getting so close to 230,000 subs. Follow me on my social medias. It's all at Fuzzy from YT on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that different stuff. Rest in peace to Tom Seaver. He is most definitely going to be missed. But without further ado, let's roll this day in MLB history. Stay safe out there, guys.
And there it is. Pedro Martinez, just the 15th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to strike out 3,000 or more batters. He picks up the baseball and he will carry it back to the New York Mets dugout.
Well, Paulo Duca read the scouting report, but he didn't read the media guide.
93 cutting outside, and Bryce work double, single, sac fly, and fair ball into the left field corner. Harper heading for third. Bob Henley's going to send him. The relay is coming home, and Bryce touches it.